And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a game called They Who Were Eight. Unless it's this way on your shelf, in which case They Who Were Infinity. I'm actually not sure why it's They Who Were Eight. There's 9 gods in the game. And on the back it does say They Who Were Infinity. Maybe that, I don't know. In this game you are a god or goddess, or you have a pair of god or goddesses, and you were trying to get the most glory. Well, not the most glory. You want to be part of the group that has the most glory. It's a game in which you're going to be passing tokens around from card to card. Here it is. In this game, each player is going to be 2 gods. So you might be the ever-twisted Astrophane, he who is Nanos, Piton the Wandering, Anatak the Unseen, blah, 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 blah. So you're going to be 2 of these. Now, these gods are going to work in pairs, but not your 2 together. So if these are my 2, and then this person next to me has Piton the Wandering, and this person over here has Kasana. So you can see I got a pair of gods here, and we have a pair of gods here. So I'm working kind of with both of the people next to me. Now, there's a bunch of cards in this game, and these cards are going to be dealing with these tokens here. Okay, there's 2 types of tokens in the game, glory tokens and infamy tokens, the black ones and the gold ones. When one of the types of tokens runs out, the game is going to end. When one of the types runs out, you're going to be counting the score on all the pairs. So let's say these are the pairs here. And so I look here, and they have glory tokens. These are +2 each. So they have 6 minus 1, so that's 5. 4 minus 1 is 3, so this is a total of 8. Here we have 4 and 1, that's a total of 5. So this group wins, but then he who is Nanos wins the game because he's lower. He's the more selfless god of this pair. So you're trying to have your pair have the most points, but you want the more of the points to be on the player who's in the pair that's with you. You're going to be doing all this through cards. And so what the game does is you're going to have these cards in your hand, and each round of the game, you're going to play a card. You're going to play a card from your hand and resolve it. So this basically just switches a glory in one of these. This gets rid of one of the infamy tokens. This moves an infamy token to someone else. This just adds 2 infamy tokens on the board. This adds an infamy and a glory token. Now, who do you add them to? You'll look here at the symbol at the bottom. This means this white with the black pointing towards you means any god that's not yours. If it shows this, it can be any god. And if it shows the black there with the white arrow pointing towards you, this means you. And so each of these has different things. You can look in the back of the rules booklet to see what each of them does. Each god also has a special ability that you can use if you want to. Swap the glory and infamy tokens on any 2 gods this player has. But when you do that, you flip it over and it adds an infamy token. You can do that once per game. Now, once everyone has played out a card, then each person of the cards they have left, they're going to pick one and pass it to the person on their left. So you're going to pass a card on. And then after everyone gets, you'll be back up to 2 cards. And then you take all the cards that were just discarded and used, shuffle them together in the deck, get them back, and then you play another card. So you'll have 3 cards always. You're going to be choosing one of these 3 cards. You will continue doing this, like I said, until all the infamy or glory tokens are gone, and then you will score, like I said, 1 winner. There's also a way to play it, though, where you can have 2 teams of 2. It's very similar, but just some different things. You're basically playing 2 versus 2. And one of the things that first drew me to this game was the graphic design. I really liked this box. When I first saw the cards, I was like, oh, these cards look kind of cool. I got over that real quickly. Because the cards, this is this theme of gods and goddesses, those cards mean nothing in that regard. You're shifting glory tokens and infamy tokens around, and there are the names of these gods and the cards, but it feels like this whole other plane. In fact, and I don't, this isn't going to sound good no matter what I say, but essentially the game feels pretentious. It almost feels like we're playing this game, and someone walks by and they're like, what are you doing? You're like, well, you wouldn't know. That's what the game feels like. But at the same time, when you take this weird theme and abstract art type stuff out, you're left with this game where you're just moving things around. And it comes with this convoluted, all right, you got 3 cards, play one. Now take a card and give it to this person. And then shuffle everything and draw another card. And okay, I'm giving you this card, but you might play that card on me right away. Does it really mean anything? And the game feels like it's like, oh, all this stuff is going on. And in reality, I'm just moving things around. It's pretty simple. The gods that are paired with you, give them lots of glory tokens. Lots of them. Infamy tokens, put them on your own character, but not too many, because you want to be less than that. You want to have a big pair. So you want to have yours to be big pairs. So you just put lots of stuff on the gods paired with you. Hope you have the biggest pair, because then you'll win, because you don't have nearly as much on your particular gods. There's not a lot of other strategy other than that. You're just playing cards, moving these things around, and it's not fun. You are just literally like, ooh, I move this, oh, I move these here. I move this, oh, you move that over there, oh, I move this over here. And it's so mechanical and so lifeless and so lack of anything, which is like anti what the theme is. The theme should be like glorious and interesting, and it's not. And I wouldn't even care on that if it was like a fascinating game, but it's like someone said, let's play this interesting take-that game, and they made this take-that game which wasn't really good, and they're like, well, okay, I know what we'll do. We're going to polish it up, add this theme, abstract artwork, and be like, woo, this game's amazing. It's not. Unfortunately, teams, no teams, 2, 3, 4. No, I mean not 2, 4, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I didn't like it any of the different ways. Can't recommend it. They who were nothing. Dice Tower Judgment, boring.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.